this adventure picks up right where the last one left off. Milo and I had just spent our first night solo camping in the Mojave Desert. It was exactly what I had hoped for. Peaceful, quiet, and relaxing. Even though we barely slept. But honestly, I expected that. It was all brand new for Milo, and I didn't set my expectations too high. The morning was slow and easy beneath the overcast sky. We lingered, enjoying the stillness before packing up and heading deeper into Gold Butte National Monument. At some point, these roads must have been paved, but years of desert weather have nearly erased them. The main road eventually turns completely into dirt. And it's manageable for most cars at first, but the deeper we ventured, the rougher and rockier the terrain became. Luckily, my Subaru handles roads like this pretty well. Milo, on the other hand, isn't a fan of long, bumpy rides. But eventually, we made it to our first stop, Devil's Throat. This massive sinkhole spans between 110 and 120 feet across, and it's actively expanding. It's been the subject of multiple scientific studies, helping researchers understand how sinkholes form. We are currently at the Devil's Throat, and this is basically just a huge hole in the ground. I believe that there were some gold miners in the area, or some workers in the area, and they heard this loud noise and then a puff of air come up. And when they came to inspect it, this is what was here. I think it was made by erosion. It makes me truly wonder how many potential cave-ins like this could happen in this area. Alright, this place was pretty cool, but limited in a lot of ways. I'm really excited to go to this next place that we are heading to because it's an actual hike, and I think Milo could really use some time out of the car. He's already sick of it. We just got in here. I'm hoping to do a few more things here, but I honestly don't have a lot of service, so I can't really look up where things are at, which is unfortunate. I'm very glad that I found Devil's Throat, and I'm pretty sure I know where little Finland is. So we're gonna do at least that and then maybe head home after that. Most of the drive was fine. A mix of loose sand and river stones, winding through an old riverbed lined with Joshua trees and sculpted sandstone. But there was one stretch that made me nervous. I'm not an avid overlander, and I rarely push my Subaru's limits off-road. These moments always feel different in person than they do on camera. Or maybe it was just the weight of knowing that I had to handle whatever came my way myself. I know that my channel makes it seem like I take on wild adventures all the time, but I'm actually a very calculated traveler. I rarely do anything that I'm not comfortable with. While I was digging through my car for treats to coax Milo into eating before our hike, he managed to make a new friend. Milo is the most social dog I have ever met. He loves people and adores other dogs. The funny thing is, I don't think he realizes how small he is. In his mind, he's a big, confident alpha, completely unaware that this German Shepherd could swallow him whole. Thankfully, this encounter was a friendly one. The two got along just fine. In fact, I had to scoop up Milo and put him in the car while they walked away. Otherwise, he would have followed them all the way home. Alright, we are leaving the car finally. Man, today has been very slow paced, which has been kind of nice. And I've done it on purpose because I'm here with Milo. but it feels so late in the day and I'm just starting my first hike. I think that this hike is going to be a lot less of a hike than I thought it was going to be initially. And I think that's going to be a good thing for us. Milo seems to be overheating already. He was running around in the sand. He gets really hot really quickly and has a hard time cooling down, especially in the sun when it's warm. And it's definitely at least 70 degrees, if not hotter. You can see some water seepage right here. This place is very cool and we're just getting started. I cannot wait to explore it. Look at the contrast here. We have this nice like red rock with some mineralization and then this really dark color over here. And it's lava rock, which is pretty amazing. We have the sandstone and lava rock all in one area. Super dark colored side of the canyon. Red rock, sandstone side of the canyon. Even though it was the 1st of March, the desert heat was already creeping in. And Milo, being as dark-furred as he is, felt it. This hike is fully exposed, with little to no shade. If you ever visit, come prepared. Bring plenty of water, sunscreen, a hat, sunglasses, and snacks. The trail may be short, but the desert heat can turn a simple hike into something far more intense. What is this stance, bud? We made it on top of this bench and it is so cool. Milo is struggling a little bit. He is overheating, so we found this beautiful little patch of shade and we're just hanging out here for a little bit. I kind of figured this is how the hike would go, like very geared towards Milo, obviously, and just tending to his needs. He dropped one of his treats in the sand and it's like fully covered in sand and he's still trying to eat it. Do you want it? I will help you. Look. Though Milo was a little bit warm, he was having the time of his life. He's wildly athletic and always eager to push his limits. Now that he's grown into his body, he moves with confidence and takes way more risks than I would like.
Hey, you be careful. No,
There were times where he sprinted up the red rocks and realized that he wasn't sure how to get back down. And a few times I had to guide him right back the way he came, showing him a safer route. Look how many minerals are embedded in these rocks. Crazy. I mean, just look at this. Look how crusty and salty it is. This place is wild. As we weaved our way through the maze of red rock formations in Little Finland, I couldn't help but feel like we had stepped onto another planet. Arches, fins, spires, all sculpted over millions of years by wind and water. Every turn reveals something new. Walking through this landscape, I feel a deep sense of wonder. Like I'm exploring an ancient, forgotten world. The silence here is only broken by the crunch of my shoes on the sandstone and the occasional gust of wind whistling through the rocks.
Wow.
It's moments like this that remind me why I seek out these places. Not just for the adventure, but for the feeling of being completely present, surrounded by nature's slow, patient artistry. These formations belong to the Aztec sandstone, the same rock that stretches across the Valley of Fire, Red Rock Canyon, and even the towering cliffs of Zion National Park. Believe it or not, there used to be a town out here in the early 1900s. When mining was booming, people gathered, trying to carve out a life in this unforgiving landscape. But as the mines dried up, so did the town. Long before that, over 12,000 years ago, the Paiute tribes called this land home. They left behind petroglyphs, pictographs, and pottery shards, glimpses of lives lived so long ago. That alone amazes me. I often romanticize about the idea of leaving behind something that lasts. A message that echoes long after I'm gone. Rugged desert landscapes like this feel so vast and surreal, almost alien. The rock twists and curls in ways that seem unnatural. Yet it's the result of time, pressure, and the slow artistry of nature. When we got back to the car, Milo made a beeline for the shade, settling down in the cool sand right next to the car. He was thirsty, so he drank a lot of water, but wasn't too interested in his food. Meanwhile, I unloaded my backpack and got the car ready for our drive home. It was such a fun camping and hiking trip with Milo, and I can't wait for more just like it. We cranked up the tunes on the way home, singing along until we hit the paved road. And that's when Milo finally curled up and took his well-deserved nap. If you've enjoyed coming along for the ride, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay a while. There's a whole year of adventures ahead, and trust me, you won't want to miss this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!
Oh, this is everything.